What it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. Hey, sorry I didn't get to do my video yesterday. Yesterday was my fraternity's Founders Day, so you know, had to get that in. Shout out to my fellow brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and I know some of you guys follow me as well, so shout out to you brothers. But yeah, so I don't want to really get in too much into that abomination of a game on Sunday. It kind of ruined my Sunday. It really did. I just, but in the back of my mind, I kind of figured it was going to be like that because I know this team, as far as discipline goes, like, they knew that it wasn't really much to play for because, come on now. In my mind, I was thinking, what are the chances of the Eagles losing to the Giants, especially when Brian DeBall, coach of the Giants, said that they weren't going to play a lot of their starters. So goddamn well the Eagles was going to win. So, I mean, you really didn't have a chance. And players kind of figuring that out, they knew in their heart of hearts that, it wasn't going to go the way that they really wanted it to go. You had a chance at kickoff, but as that game went on, you should I feel like the coaches should have just took them out earlier. You know what I mean? Because clearly it was a miscommunication because the players didn't want to play, but the coaches wanted them to play hard, but they didn't. I think on defense, I'm pretty sure that they were experimenting on who's supposed to be the number 2 cornerback going into the playoffs. And more than likely maybe Xavier Rhodes. So I didn't get to do a video about him. So those of you that don't know, if you're living under a rock, you should know by now that the Cowboys have signed Xavier Rhodes last week. He's been on the practice squad, and he will be activated and ready for this game on Monday. Also, we're getting some reinforcements back. Leighton Vander Esch, Jonathan Hankins, and Tyler Biotish is coming back from their respective injuries. Now, everybody gave so much shit to Leighton Vander Esch, saying, "Oh, Leighton Vander Esch sucks. He's not this. He's not that." But this season, you notice the difference when he's not in the game, because he definitely helps Damone Clark better in that linebacker room, which also helps Anthony Barr. It almost seemed like both Anthony Barr and Damone Clark were lost without Leighton Vander Esch. Believe it or not, all of you guys that didn't like Vander Esch, I'll tell you this: I think Vander Esch's issue wasn't really him. The same thing with Jalen Smith. It was that Mike Nolan that really fucked a lot of things up for these players, putting them in wrong positions, playing them in different positions that they're not good at. If you know somebody is not good at moving laterally, why the hell you got them in a position where all they do is move laterally? It doesn't make any damn sense. Cut the crap. So that's why I said I was so glad when they got rid of him and brought in Dan Quinn, and things have been so much better. But Leighton Vander Esch also, before Dan Quinn, since he'd been in the league, he had a different coordinator every year. So it was just like Cowboys were kept firing coaches and trying to find them, and then here we are. So this is why I said longevity with coaches matters. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. My doppelganger, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, seems like, for almost how long? And he's had a winning season 80% of his career as the head coach of Pittsburgh. Do y'all know that Pittsburgh Steelers have only had 3 head coaches in their history? 3! Wow. Now that's longevity. So I'm just saying, sometimes longevity helps. You can't just keep firing people, hiring and firing people. You got to give opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it is a good coach. Now, if the coach is garbage, then yeah, by all means, get rid of him. But if they have promise, you gotta work with it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody keep talking about Mike McCarthy this, Mike McCarthy that. Mike McCarthy has won over 30 games with the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to say 18 of those 30 were without your starting quarterback. So I give Mike McCarthy credit because he's dealing with that, and then the fact that he doesn't have 100% reigns. Do you think that he wants Kellen Moore calling these plays? No. We're not even running Mike McCarthy's offense. We're still running Jason Garrett's offense with a Kellen Moore tweak. That's all it is. Kellen Moore just tweaked the playbook. That's all he did to the way that he functions. That's all we're doing. We're still running that old offense. I think we need to go and really change over. Everybody talked about Scott Linehan, but one thing that Scott Linehan did good when he was the offensive coordinator was those screen games, those bubble screens, those wheel routes. That is the stuff that got Ezekiel Elliott moving in his earlier years. Everybody says Zeke still don't got it. He still got it. We're just not utilizing our run game properly. There's no excuse why in the last 4 games, the stats between Zeke and Tony Pollard are as low as they are when you have 2 of the most dynamic running backs in the league. Do you know what other teams would do with our players? Those of you that hate Dak, do you know how many teams would love to have Dak Prescott? Let me tell you something. We are so spoiled as a fucking fan base, it pisses me off. There are so many fans of other teams that come up to me all the time, like, E2, man, why does your own team don't like Dak? I don't understand that. I think Dak is dope. Does he make mistakes? Yeah, so does every other fucking quarterback in the league. But he gets a lot of crap because he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And because you represent that star, you're going to be... That's why I say you have to be a strong person to be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, because they will throw you in the mud for anything. Because I guarantee you, if Pat Mahomes was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, y'all be talking about everything he do wrong. Because guess what? Pat Mahomes ain't perfect either. No quarterback is. But at the same time, every quarterback throws interceptions. Every quarterback throws pick sixes. Everybody looks at Dak, oh, well, you're leading this year in interceptions. Okay. So did Matt Stafford when he won the Super Bowl last year. But is Matt Stafford a great quarterback? He good, but he not, I don't think he's fantabulous, and he's close to the end of his career anyway. But at the same time, we get that criticism. Tom Brady threw 5 interceptions in the game one time. Nobody said anything about it. That was back when he was with the Patriots. Nobody said nothing about that. Nobody said nothing. Now, Tom Brady is different. You can't compare Tom Brady to anything because he's the GOAT, and he's done things that no other quarterback will ever do. So I don't even know why I even mentioned him. But, I was just using that as a term for these players are human, and they make mistakes. Now, do I like the fact that Dak Prescott is making these mistakes? No, not at all. Why is he doing it? I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with him being tired of people throwing his name in the dirt, and he's trying to prove to people that he can do it. But what he has to understand is that you can't do that. You can't go out there and be loose with the football. You have to play the right way. You have to correlate this with your team. So Kellen Moore needs to get with Dak Prescott and be like, hey, look, this is what we need to do. We need to lock it down. We need to figure out what's going on. We need to figure out some plays to scheme these receivers open, because your receivers are good enough, more than good enough. You got to figure that out. You got to figure out what's going on with Michael Gallup. I know that he's coming back from that ACL, and he's probably still ginger from it, or he's still not trusting something. So get him the ball too. So do something with these players that gets their confidence level back up. Again, we're getting too predictable on first down. We have to stop that. We have to figure some things out for the playoffs, because everything you did in the regular season, when it comes to the playoffs, that shit goes out the window. You have to do something totally different, because these teams will eat you alive. You're going up against Tom Brady. You're going to play at his home. And Tom Brady has seen every goddamn coverage, every defense there is out there. You're not going to be able to fool him like that. Now, what I think they should do is, what you shouldn't do is play cover 2 all day, or cover 3, because he's going to eat that the fuck up, and he's going to dink and dunk you every possession down the field until he scores a touchdown. And he's going to just tire out your defense. He's going to play the most boringest football, but win. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to have to throw the ball deep. He's going to dink and dunk and then throw one deep ball to Mike Evans, and then that's it. That's what he's going to do. I'm telling you what he's going to do. So what you need to do is you need to press these goddamn receivers. You need to be aggressive on defense. Having Jonathan Hankins coming back is going to be pivotal because you need to apply pressure to Tom Brady because Brady don't like pressure in his face. He don't like that. So you need to get him frustrated. And when he started yelling at his offensive line, now you know you don't win the game because that's how you get at him. You want to get at him? Those are the things that you have to do. Get it done. Stop playing around. Stop doing this knick-knack, paddywhack. Stop shooting yourself in the foot. But we'll talk more about that before the game. But I just telling you, this team needs to get right for Tampa Bay. And you look at this team on paper, they are way better than Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, you know, I know Tom Brady is the GOAT, but you gotta finally beat the GOAT. You have to not let him go away from this game forever and have an undefeated record against the Cowboys. You gotta beat them. And this is the time to do it right now. Let me know what y'all think in the comment box, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Have a great day.